So Red Bull has a long history of taking athletes in extreme sports, or just you're off the cuff from mainstream sports, and helping them step to the next level. You know, like for instance, building that own personal half pipe for Shaun White. So the Red Bull Land is a chance for all these players to actually get the chance to come to one location and just train.
Definitely some big name players here, and you'll see players from Germany, like White Raw. He'll be able to practice against somebody from Korea like Bomber, and that usually doesn't happen unless it's tournament time. So it's a lot of good practice, and these guys are loving it.
On one hand, we are friendly outside of competition, respect their skill a lot, but at the same time, I'm not here to give them tips. I'm here to make our team better. So we try to gather as much as we can, which sort of helps with like the war room setup where I can sit over here on the couch and watch all 8 screens at the same time.
A lot of people here I've just known. I've played with online for a while in StarCraft 2, the least. I don't think anyone here I hadn't played before except for probably Bomber. It's very nice to meet him, and I'm going to be playing him in MLG too, so it's just a chance to get to play him now and to improve my game because he's a very good Terran.
If you try a new style, you're departing from your old style that you had a lot of comfort with. So no matter what, any departure from what you've normally done, you'll have an immediate drop in skill. And this is a chance for the players to sort of accelerate past a lot of that.
It's really hard to look at quantifiable results, since I did this, I'm definitely going to win this event and this event and this event, because it doesn't necessarily work like that. But I think you can definitely tell when you leave an event whether or not you've improved based on your experience here, just because of the way it feels when you play. StarCraft 2 is the kind of game where as you play, you can definitely tell if you've improved. Maybe you're getting a certain army faster than you used to, or maybe you're making a couple bases quicker than you used to, or something like that.
Basically, we want to get better. That's the main goal here. We want to train and go over theater, go over things that we need to fix that we may have had trouble online, and hopefully we can get that all sorted out and be ready for the tournament.
Our team played online, and we have some connection issues, which is always a problem when you're playing online. We literally have lost every single scrim online besides one, and it's just, we're a new team, and if you're losing every game as a new team, that's not going to help out your confidence, your mentality. But we all knew we were really good players, and we knew that we weren't as bad as we were playing online. And so when we came out to the Red Bull LAN, we had a lot of confidence going into it, and we knew where we were at and where we needed to be. At the end of the first day, we felt pretty good, but it wasn't where we wanted to be. And then after yesterday, when we beat every single team we played yesterday, that's where we wanted to be when we first came to the LAN. And now that we're there, it's only improvement from that, and we're just picking up on the little things, because to start off, it was the big things like teamwork, where we need to move and where our awareness is, and you kind of have to get a feel for the other players on our team, because Reliable's a new teammate. I've never teamed with him before. I haven't teamed with Maniac in a while, and me and Cloud have teamed together for only one event previous. So I mean, it really comes down to how much you practice and how hard you're willing to go to get to where you want to be.
It's very weird in the StarCraft community where the strengths lie based upon the regions, because in South Korea, they have the best player infrastructure. Like there's pro houses where people train nonstop all day. And of course, as you said, in general, the skill level in Korea is a little bit higher, but the pay is not necessarily as good. There's really only one big tournament in Korea, and that's the CoinOpTV Star League. And if you get into the top 16, you can make maybe $1,500 a month. If that. If you get bumped out, boom, salary's gone. So it's kind of weird that some of the least well-paid players are actually the best. And outside of that, a lot of foreigners have better sponsorships. There's so many foreign viewers and so many fans of those players. I would say Germany is an extremely strong scene. You have players like Hasuab, players like Sokka, players like Goody, who just constantly are able to put good results on the table. Sweden is another extremely strong country, but weirdly, there is a German scene that kind of functions internally in a lot of German leagues. But in Sweden, the players are sort of good for different reasons. Jinro, a Swedish player, went to Korea. Thorzane, a Swedish player who's been bouncing back and forth between Sweden and Korea. Naniwa, who eventually went to Korea. Sho, who still practices quite a bit there in Sweden. They all sort of independently ended up improving. But those would definitely be the 2 strongest countries after Korea, in my opinion. And I guess China, but China is kind of this black box. There's not really much information that bleeds out into the community about what goes on in there, but in general they do put up some pretty decent results.
We need to get over the sports sort of esports argument. On one hand, I do truly believe it's considered a sport with how much practice dedication, skill, all that takes. But at the same time, I think we need to go the route of like poker if we really want to be respectable, because it's, you know, it's a hobby. We can't, you know, run as fast or jump as high as some of the athletes out there, but people just get too caught up in the sports argument just without still respecting that it's a very skillful hobby. So I feel like that's one thing. And two, I just feel like we need top competitive games to be taken serious. If the game developers out there aren't producing really good games, the community's not going to be interested. So it has to be, like StarCraft's been proven with that. With StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, they made such a perfectly competitively balanced video game, and it's shown, like the game stayed on circuit for years and millions of people watch it. So.